Hi, welcome to AwkwardHamster. In this video, I'm going to do a little indoor comparison of the three Foscams I own. So this one's the FI8918W, FI8910W, FI9820W. And if you missed my last video, I'm just going to give a little summary of what I did before. Before my last video, it was an outdoor video test. I also did an audio test for outdoors. And out of the audio test, the 18W had the worst audio. This one the 10W had better audio for microphone and speaker. And the 20W, I wasn't too pleased with the microphone nor the speaker. And also, there's a little difference between each of three models. These two uses a 0.3 megapixel CMOS sensor, and it's MPEG for video encoding and transmission, whereas the 20W is a 1 megapixel sensor, and it's advertised to reach up to 720p, uses less bandwidth. But in my last test, that wasn't always the case. And these two, the 10W and the 20W, these have the hour cut filter, so it made the colors more accurate. Now for this indoor test, please pardon the mess. I lost my office since my son's taking over everything. Now I have all three Foscams pointing to this table of junk right there. And now this I'll be testing on Internet Explorer, because with the H.264, the FI8920W, I found that the video quality looks best when you're using Internet Explorer, probably because of the ActiveX. So the first one on the left tab, this one is the FI8918W. The color is very washed out. It's not accurate at all. For example, like this Enfamil formula box, it's supposed to be red with a golden. This is supposed to be gold. And even the walls, it's supposed to be off-white, but it looks almost a orangish, pinkish color. Not accurate. Now the FI8910W, this one is significantly more accurate. The red, the gold comes out nicely. The wallpaper, well, it's not wallpaper, the paint, it still has an orange hue to it, but that's okay. As the other colors are a lot more accurate. And the FI9820W, the 1 megapixel one, I mentioned before in my last video, the 1 megapixel gives you a more narrow point of field of view because it zooms in. Since it also has the hour cut filter, just like the 10W, this one gives you fairly accurate colors. Now, in this room I'm in right now, this one's probably like 15 feet by 15 feet. The FI9820W, this one right here, I would not be using this camera in such a small room, whether it's to monitor my child or for anything. For this camera, I would probably be using it in a room like my living room, where it's 30 feet by 20 feet, because you need at least 5-6 feet of throw distance before you can capture something without it seem to be too blown up. Like this Enfamil formula right here, this one is about 5 feet from the Foscam, but it's taking up like an eighth, 1/10 of the real estate on this video. So unless you're trying to capture a single point, it's not really worth getting this Foscam. Now the better alternative, I think, will be this one, the FI8910W, because I can see more. But the downside to this is that this is a 0.3 megapixel, so like the words, the Enfamil, the info grow, you can barely make out the words here, whereas on here you can easily make out info grow, the words. So there's a trade-off. It's you got to really pick your Foscam based on what you're using it for. And the 18W, well, the quality is just terrible, but I still use the 18W the most because this was my very first Foscam, and this is still the one I use to monitor my child at night. So for that purpose, it's good enough for me. The 10W, if anyone is able to buy or is looking to buy a Foscam these days, I will recommend the FI8910W because of the video quality. Now I'm going to move on to the audio quality test. So I'm going to first start with the 18W. And the difference between this test and the last test, obviously, is because now I'm indoors, so there's less ambient background noise. First, let me test the speaker on the FI8918W. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Hello. 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 Okay, so it wasn't bad. It was decent. Of course, there's gonna be feedback because the speaker is right here, and the microphone is right here. So now let's move on to the FI8910W. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello. Hello. How are you? How are you? How are you? Feedback. Feedback. The speaker is about the same. It's okay. Of course, there's still a lot of feedback. Now let's go to the FI9820W. Testing 1. Whoa. That's a lot of feedback. That is a lot. Okay. That's an awful lot of feedback. Now let's move on and test the microphone on the FI8918W. So now I'm going to move the camera closer to my computer speakers. Testing the audio on the FI8918W. Testing. Testing. It's very weak. I'm not sure if you caught that on my computer speaker. My computer speaker, the audio is set to 50%. So even at 50%, I can barely hear. I'm going to turn off the microphone on the device. Now I'm going to test the microphone on the FI8910W. This is the FI8910W. Testing 1. Okay, so at least the FI8910W, the microphone is better. It's still a bit weak, but it's better. Now let's move on to the FI9820W. Hello there. I'm testing the microphone. Hello there. This transmission is much slower. Testing the microphone. Hello there. This transmission is much slower. Well, I hope you caught the audio on that. It's also very, very weak. And it's I think out of the microphone and the speakers for all 3 units, I would personally vote for the middle one right here, the FI8910W. Now I'm going to turn off the light to this room so you can see the infrared on all 3 of the devices. So the first one, this one is FI8918W. The infrared is, well, not bad. The middle one, FI8910W, the infrared is okay. It's I see more. Well, just because it's not zoomed in as much as the 1 megapixel, it's not bad. There's still some reflection on the infrared box. And now the FI9820W, because it's zoomed in, and well, with the powerful infrared LEDs, it just looks. This is just a pure white box. There's no detail on it whatsoever. So let's go back to this. This was the FI910W, and this is the FI918W. The 18W probably looks like it has a little bit more stuff. That's only because it's viewing the box at an angle. So let me just turn the box this way and see if this helps. So let's go to the FI910W. Now FI9, so you do see some detail in the box. And let's go back to the FI918W. Well, even at an angle, when I turn the box at an angle, too much light is reflected back on it. In this video, I'm just showing you the intensity of the lights, the infrared LED lights. The camera is about 1 feet from the FI8918W, and you still see a little ring, red ring around it. It's faint, but you can see it. Now, as I move the camera, this ring, this one is coming from the FI8910W, and it's more visible, it's brighter. As I keep moving, The same goes for the FI9820W. The infrared LED lights are also much brighter than the first one, the FI8918W. Now, what does this mean? Nothing much, because since I use it as a video baby monitor, even this the low lights coming up from the FI8918W, my son still notices it. He still stares at it. But for some other folks, this might play a bigger role for you guys if you're trying to basically hide the Foscam as a security monitor or something. So it's just something to keep in mind. There's just another difference between each of the three models here. Thank you for watching this comparison video of the FI8918W, the FI8910W, and the FI9820W. Now, if you guys have any questions, any more requests, any more suggestions on what other Foscam videos I can make, please feel free to send to me. Thanks for watching AwkwardHamster. Bye.